Hello, everyone. My name's Kristin Ciliberto, and welcome to Film Fest Report. I'm here today to share with you all an exclusive interview with TOLGA KARAÇELIK. He's the director behind the latest film that had its world premiere at the Tribeca Film Festival, The Shallow Tale of a Writer Who Decided to Write About a Serial Killer. The film follows a struggling writer in the midst of a divorce. He befriends a retired serial killer who incidentally becomes his marriage counselor by day and a killing counselor for his next book by night. The film also stars John Magaro, Britt Lauer, and the legendary actor Steve Buscemi. Now, I connected with Tolga a few days ago as we discussed working on this unique film, so please enjoy. Well, thank you for letting me watch your film. I really enjoyed it, and it is definitely one of the most unique projects, I must say, that I've seen so far from the festival. But first, I got to ask you, why the long time?
Just to make you ask this question, Kristin.
I love that. So where does that stem from? Like, how did the story come to be? And I need to know more details about the long title.
The long title is just to hide the fact that there's a llama in the movie. That's the thing to hide to. No,
Okay.
the long title is, I think I always had this while I was writing it. And this is my fourth film now on these
Yeah.
three films that I had shot before. It's like Tall Boots, Ivy, Butterflies, small name movie. So I think I
Yeah.
always something that I had spared so far with the words of the other movies. So I just put them all in the title of this movie.
I
It's just
mean,
it started as a kind of like I think it's like the movie. I think it tells a little bit about the movie, the premise. It is. And also it tells the tone of the movie. So my producers hated it. Anyone
yeah.
who's filled any form with it, kind of like applying for any funds or any festivals, are hating it, which makes me liking it more.
Yeah.
So we'll see how it goes. Like in all the other I want to see that name on the ticket.
Yeah, it should be. Well,
Yeah.
you might have to fight it if there's like a chance or like a distributor is like, hey, we might want to change this so it can fit on the ticket stub. But I believe in your fight to keep that title long in the end.
Wouldn't you go
So
to this movie? Like if you see them,
I would, because
I would.
here's the thing. It caught my attention once Tribeca released the article, the press release of all the movies. One of the first ones that caught my attention was yours because of the long title. So you
Because
were
of all
doing
the,
something.
yeah.
Yeah, you were doing something right. I could tell you were a mastermind behind that. So kudos to that, because you, like I said, you caught my attention, and I'm a horror film fan to begin with. So it was an easy enough choice for me to be like, I gotta watch this. And you have a legendary actor in this film, and that is the incredibly talented Steve Buscemi. How did you get him attached to this project?
Well, it was we started talking with Steve. I believe, like, I don't want to lie, but I do lie a lot in the interview, so it's not a problem. But I think it was 3 years ago.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I think so, but it was before, like, the first time he read the script, I think it was then. I remember he was in Hawaii or someplace like something like that. And then we always the, the kept in touch. But then I think it was 2 years ago that he's fully, or a year and a half that he was fully engaged in the project, thanks to thanks to Ren, our producers, and also at that time Lucinda Season was our casting director. But then Susan Shopmaker became our casting director, and that's how we got John Magaro, Britt Lover, and all the other actors in the movie too. So it all started with Steve being attached to it and Steve believing in it. So I'm always and will always be grateful to Steve about that.
Because he's always used to playing like unique characters, so and like ones that always particularly like stand out. So I'm happy he was like attached to this project, because he was the character that really kept me glued all the way through. So it was interesting to see jump from tones of like being a marriage counselor and then also being a serial killer. Like it's a unique thing that you don't think about someone like as an actor like him taking on a role like this, but then in the end it makes so much sense.
Yeah,
So
I just saw that you hold yourself.
yeah.
Fucking sense.
What kind of like inspiration did you look for to tell this story?
I don't find my inspirations from directors that much. It's more literature, actually.
Oh,
Like,
interesting. Okay.
yes, it is. The craft side is where I look at other directors a lot, and I can't say that like literature is more feeding me than film still, I guess.
Okay.
And because I'm writing the stories also, maybe I've been too much in the story as a director also for like 7 years it takes me to write a script. So for 7 years, you shape it in your mind while you're writing. So because you have the whole story that's written by you too, so while you're writing it, you have a clear vision of how it should be. I'm not saying it is kind of like an asylum, not being attached by anything else.
Right.
Of course, there's fusions, there's everything, and I have lots of course, directors that I look up to from back and from contemporary also. I got like thousands of favorite directors and moments in the movies, and those are what feeds me also, other than literature. But I cannot name you one or two. Most probably all of them had.
Yeah.
Mm,
But if you are inspired by the literature for this, what are some of your favorite authors that helped you tell the story?
well, again, lots of, but like I like Nabokov a lot. I like Dostoevsky a lot. I like Kafka a lot. So I like classics also, of course. Like a lot, a lot, a lot. Like I cannot give you one or two, but like these are three that pops up in my mind.
So now
You're
this
the
is
one, so sorry, it can just go.
yeah, no worries. No worries. So this is your fourth feature film. Is there anything that you learned from your previous films that you were able to put towards this project?
Yeah, I think so. I think everything is kind of like learning in the process. You never know, and you always forget. You say like, when you're sitting in that chair of being a director, you say, "How are we doing this?" Like all the time, or while you're writing, it's always a different kind of like a story by itself. But like, of course, it all adds up, and yeah, I can say that I'm much more experienced right now, of course, than my first movie. If it was not like this, then I should just quit this thing anyways. But like I am more experienced, and the tone of dark comedy is really hard because it's also
Yeah.
hard to pass to the actors and be everybody being on the same page from your DOP to your production designer to because it's hard to read on the script too. Like it can sound so
Mhm.
stupid. Like it's sometimes this if you read the script, it looks like some 5-year-old kids talking to each other time to
Yeah.
time. So uh, I think it's a process that took me to where I am right now. Even answering press questions is also kind of like a experience. You always go more experience after you do stuff. So it's whatever this is, it's always has some roots that I had done before. Because dark comedy, for example, Butterflies was a dark comedy too. Tollwood, my first film, was dark comedy too. So Ivy was dark and comedic time to time, but it was not dark comedy, but it was like more a psychological thriller. I think you would like that movie.
I have to
Like,
check out your other films because this is honestly my first time experiencing your work. So knowing I enjoyed,
you like horror films, right?
yes, I'm a huge
It,
horror
it,
fan.
it,
So this is something
um,
I have to check out. So,
it takes place in this ship, bulk carrier, and like six people stranded for 360 days. So psychologically, them decaying.
so I can't wait to check out more of your work. And then I'm just gonna wrap it up really quickly and just say you're premiering your film at Tribeca. How does that mean to you as an artist, as a filmmaker, and all the good stuff like premiering at Tribeca? What does that mean to you?
Scary, like
Scary?
scary. One side is scary because like after you shoot the movie, after the movie is finished for you, you pretend like it's something else. It's not part of you anymore because I told the story and it's finished for me. Now I always forget that people will watch it and talk about it. They have all the right now to talk about it. Now I remember that I shot this film.
Yeah.
So but being back in New York is a huge thing for me because I love New York. I love Tribeca Film Festival. And so being back for this New Yorker festival called Tribeca, which we were passing by openings while we were shooting last June, and coming back the other year with the film to New York, where I learned filmmaking, is quite a blast for me.
Well, I'm happy. Don't be scared. The audience is going to love it. Trust me. If I loved it, I think there's going to be a huge audience that's going to love it. So I'm going to wrap it up and say thank you so much for your time. It was such an honor to speak with you. And I cannot wait to see what you do next.
Thank you, Kristin. I really enjoyed. Thank you very much. Very much.
So once again, I want to thank TOLGA for taking the time out of his busy schedule to speak with me. It was a great honor. For now, y'all comment, like, subscribe, and go check us out on filmfestreport.com. We will see you all next time. Bye.